Hi everyone, I'm Moody Boo, the Fragrant Nomad, and I am back with your second choice from the third poll, was it? Or the second poll? I am unclear on that little tidbit, but the point of it was, this was the second place winner. There was a couple of them that were really close in second place. Biscuit by Art, and then Jo Malone Poppy, but this one won out just a little bit. I was gonna do Biscuit as well, but I think I'm just gonna put it in another poll in the near future and let you guys decide when you wanna see it next. So I wanted to get this one out of the way though, because I've been meaning to do this review for a while. I've had the perfume for a little while. What is this? I don't know what that is. Anyway, and I adore it. Jo Malone can be a hit or miss for me. Sometimes the miss is the scent, and sometimes it's the performance. With, oh, should I tell you what it is? Ha! Jo Malone Scarlet Poppy Cologne Intense. And this one is not a disappointment in either one of those fields. The scent is beautiful and the performance is very good. So I have been wanting to review this one for a tidbit now. And now I'm doing it. So anyway, love the bottle, red glass. You know me and colored glass. I tend to enjoy it very much. The Cologne Intense, I think, is a little misleading because this feels more like it could almost be an EDP, probably closer to an EDT, an eau de toilette. But it is not a cologne. I'm not sure the difference between a Cologne Intense and an EDT, to be quite honest with you. This one performs way better than a cologne. It may perform better than a lot of the EDTs that I have. So, yeah, I'm not sure why Jo Malone wants to label those her perfumes like that, because to me that's a turnoff. That's something that would keep me from it. Anything with the word cologne in it, I tend to gravitate away from, because I want something that performs a little bit, you know. And colognes usually last 2 hours on me and they're gone. That isn't to say that some EDTs and EDPs don't do the same thing, but that's all the dilution, that, you know, how much of the actual perfume is in there as opposed to all of the other fillers that they put inside the perfume. So that dilute it down, you know. This one is well done. It is beautiful. And it's weird because I disagree with almost everybody on Fragrantica and their votes for the notes that are the most prominent. So let me tell you the notes and then I'll explain that. And this is according to Fragrantica, so who knows how accurate it is, but I think in most of the notes that this is accurate. So it says it's ambrette, orris, fig, poppy, tonka bean, heliotrope, and barley. And it's weird because most people say the tonka and the orris and the heliotrope and the ambrette are the strongest notes. And I completely disagree. To me, it's the fig. The fig, it's a sweet, creamy fig. And I adore it. There are some other things in there, absolutely. And when you first spray it is when you get most of those other notes, in my humble opinion. Or not so humble, but you know my opinion. Once it dries down, though, it's this sweet, I know it's weird because it's slightly powdery and yet creamy kind of a fig. It is the fig I have always wanted. That Philocycos by Diptyque, and there's another one that I really like, but I wanted them to be a little sweeter. I like sweet perfumes when it comes to fruits and flowers and things like that. Now, if I don't want to wear a sweet perfume, I'll wear a woody perfume or an incense perfume or a spicy perfume, and then I can take or leave the sweet. But when it comes to fruits and flowers and gourmandy stuff, I need some sweet in there, and I need it now. And it delivers. It's It may be my favorite fig perfume, and I consider it a fig perfume. The heliotrope, I think, is what's given it some of that powdery along with the orris. I think the tonka bean, I don't know, is giving a little bit of creamy in there. Not a lot, but it does have that creamy facet to it. The ambret is there, but it isn't a star player like everybody is saying, in my opinion. And so and the poppy, I don't know. We have a lot of orange poppies here, and I've smelled them, and they aren't a very strong fragrance. This, like I said, is a sweet, slightly powdery, slightly creamy kind of fig perfume, and I adore it. In the deepest dry down, when because it's mainly sweet fig through most of the wearing, and in the deep, deep dry down, I think that's where I'm getting a little bit of the barley and a little more of the orris root and some of that tonka too. But they never become very prominent. I get fig from top to bottom. I mean, deep bowels of the perfume kind of bottom. I get fig. And, oh, that didn't make it sound very bowels of the perfume. Sorry, some of my analogies kind of go, So, the performance on this is good. Like I said earlier, I get 7, maybe 8 hours out of it with 2 to 4 sprays. And this is one that I have no issue giving 4 sprays. Very few perfumes I go over 2 sprays. This is one I have no issue with. I don't think you could overspray it. It's not going to become super sweet, cloying, powdery, anything like that. It's just going to, potentially expand your bubble for a short period of time. But not a lot. So there's not a lot of point to going past 4 sprays with this, in my opinion. Again, I think it's a wonderful perfume. And because it's this sweet, figgy kind of a perfume, I would almost give it a tick to the feminine side. Just a slight one, because there is that powderiness to it. And when I think of powdery perfumes, I think of more feminine perfumes. Again, going back to getting perfumes as a youngster. Oh God, that made me sound old. As a youngster, you young whippersnappers out there, you know what I mean. When I was young, getting my first perfumes, they'd always come with a powder, with a huge powder puff on them. I loved it. I usually got the powder from my mom because she kept the perfume, and then I took the powder. And so I always associate powdery perfumes with more of the feminine. And this one is no different. I do find it just a tick or two. It absolutely could be worn by any masculine personality. But I think they'd have to be very secure in that masculinity. They'd have to be a man that has no issue wearing things like Chanel No. 5 or Shalimar or something like that. This is more feminine to me than either one of those, though. Just saying. I think those are both very unisex, right down the middle kind of thing. I hate Chanel No. 5. I just have to throw that out there every time I say the name. I can't stand it. I love it on my mother. I don't like it in general. So Shalimar is good. It's a classic. It's one of the first, sweet, almost gourmandy kind of perfumes. But I get bored with it really quickly. So I don't own a bottle. I had a bottle of the Soufflé, and I think I gave it away. Not sure. Anyway, I don't have it anymore. I know, lots of squirrels going on here. So I'm squirrel, back to you. So about 7 to 8 hours with longevity. Projection with 4 sprays. I don't know if it ever makes it out to quite arm's length. Maybe close to that with 4 sprays. But then it comes in right about, wrist to elbow area. I am suspecting on my scent bubble that it settles there. It does become a skin scent after about 4 hours. You can still detect it when your arm waves by you, kind of thing, but you got to go in for the deep sniff to really get a good whiff of it. So after about 4, 5 hours, yeah, probably more like 5. Those last couple hours, it comes closer to the body. Price is about mid-range. It is one of the Cologne Intense, which Joe Malone charges more for. Don't know why, because a lot of her regular old perfumes that are cheaper perform just as well. So I'm not sure where the whole, I've said it before, I'm saying it again, the Cologne Intense comes from. I don't get it. Is that just her shtick? Kind of like Steve Miller Band, you know, the Pompatus of Love. Just something they made up that they can use and they can copyright and they can sell for their brand. I don't know, because I am not all-seeing and I am not all-knowing. I only know what I sniff and what I love and what I hate. I don't know what I don't sniff. Is it worth it? Yes. This is one of the Jo Malones that I think is one of her best work, to be really honest with you. I think it's beautiful. To give me that sweet fig that I have been craving without slapping me in the face with it, you know, like Philopsychos can do. It's almost, some of those are almost salty figs, which I don't get. Figs aren't salty. So I've never understood why fig perfumes come across so lackluster in a lot of ways compared to the fruit itself. Because the figs that I've had are sweet and juicy and delightful. But the perfumes that they make based off the note of fig are salty sometimes and very unsweet and sometimes not even juicy. So I don't understand that. But because, you know, okay, here I go. So like a red apple note. Do you ever find a salty red apple note? I don't. How about mandarin orange? Do you ever find a salty mandarin orange note out there somewhere? No, not me. Not one that would attract me anyway. So, salty figs? I don't get it. But maybe I'm not meant to yet again. I did buy this retail. Anyway, this is one of her newer releases, and I adore it. If you like fig perfumes, now, you know, I shouldn't say that because I get fig, but everybody else is getting more the orris and the tonka and the heliotrope and the amberette. So if that turns you on, maybe you should check it out, get a sample and see what you think. But I love it. Love, love, love it. I have worn it so much. It's hard to tell, but I have used quite a bit of it. And I've had it for quite some time, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. 4 weeks, something like that. And this is a 50 ml bottle. And you can get it like at Macy's for $145, I think it is. So it's pretty easy to get a hold of. Now, as far as samples go, I don't know. Sometimes some of these perfumes, it's impossible to get a sample of it. But anyway. So was that it? Is that it? Am I done? I get everything? Oh, time of year. To me, this is absolutely spring, summer. Yes. Now that I've done the review and it's getting into fall, I'm going to put it away until next spring. And then I'm going to whip it out and enjoy the shitski out of it. But until then, I'm going to start going into some of my heavy hitters in the near future. So I needed to get this one done. And some of my other summer scents I wanted to get done are ones that I consider more spring, summer. But it may or may not happen. Depends on your votes. Don't forget to vote in the polls. So I posted another poll. There is a tie on that one for first. So I may end up doing two. I probably will end up doing two from that one as well. So I think it's, I don't remember. I know one of them was the House of Sillage, Sweet Dreams, and then it was tied with, I don't remember. Anyway, there's a tie. So I'll probably end up doing both of those if it stays like that for the next. I'll probably switch the poll out here in a few days. So, but the next one I'm doing was a clear runaway winner. And I'm trying to put these together to where, you know, there's a couple that you've heard of and that there's a couple you may not. So I'm hoping people will want to explore more houses they've never heard of before, or maybe heard of but haven't experienced yet. So that's why I try to put like a House of Sillage and a Xerjoff in with some of the other lesser known perfumes, you know, like that Fabiole. I don't remember the last name, but I think did I put Insomnia in this last one? I don't remember what ones I put in there. But anyway, that is kind of my tactic. I'm trying to put a couple, you know, houses that you know, and maybe a couple that you don't. So, because, you know, if I'm expanding my horizons, you guys should maybe try it out too. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, the winner is Scents of Wood, Plum and Cognac. And that's this one right here. I think this is supposed to be a tree. To me, it looks like a heart. I'm not sure, but it's called Scents of Wood. So I'm thinking that it's supposed to be a tree of some kind. Doesn't it look like a heart? You know, kind of a stylized one. Just saying. That's what I think. So that review will be the next perfume review. And I still have my purse videos to post as well. Ugh. I got a lot of videos that I got to go through for my Louis to get that one done. I'm having a blast painting though, guys. Wow. I'm really enjoying it. I'm getting kind of crazy with some of my stuff, but I'm really having a good time. So anyway, and I'll get that posted eventually. Who knows? So, all right. Well, I guess that's about it. And don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell and comment if you want. If you don't, it's all good. I still love you. I don't know what that is. I don't know why I do that. I guess just to end it quickly. Use your own nose. Peace.